I welcome to all my viewers to this channel. In this video, I want to teach about cost accounting, basic concepts, costing, methods of costing. My dear students, you have been taught about financial accounting. Shortly, I can say that cost accounting has been developed because of limitations of financial accounting. In financial accounting, you determine, you find out the profitability condition and financial position of the business. It depicts, it helps to ascertain the profitability condition and financial position of the business by following accounting concepts, methods, technique, practices, and so on. Cost accounting determines the profitability condition and financial position of the entire organization. It does not show the financial position, profitability condition of each and every segment of a business, each and every segment, each process, each contract, each job of the business. For example, LG company has different segments on the basis of output. You know it, micro oven, you know TV, fridge, washing machine, AC. So financial accounting is not determining the financial position and profitability condition of each segment, like LG section, LG unit, LG segment, TV segment, micro oven segment, washing machine segment, and so on. And also, in a case of so it determines the profitability condition and financial position of the entire business at the end of the accounting year. So it is another important minus point. So in case of financial accounting, it considers only monetary transactions. Non-monetary transactions it does not consider. It is another important minus point which has been considered in cost accounting from different angles and aspects to find out, to determine the profit on each segment, on each activity, on each process, on each job, etc. So, in cost accounting, we are going to study basic things. In financial accounting, another important thing is that financial accounting is not able to determine the price of each product, each unit of product, each unit of service. Also, it was not able, or it is not considered, it is not determined in case of financial accounting. So these are the minus points. So many minus points are there, limitations are there, because of which cost accounting system, cost accounting has been developed. So in cost accounting, one important thing that cost of each unit of product or service, how it is to be determined. For example, a toothpaste company, Colgate company, it is determining the price for each unit of product, 100 gram product or 50 gram product or 200 gram for each product. Suppose Horlicks, it determines the cost of each unit of packet or each unit of product, packet or kg, 500 grams, 2 kg, whatever may be, determines. But it is not determined by financial accounting, but we are going to determine the cost of each unit of product or service. In spite of that, how the cost can be controlled? If the price of each unit of product rises in the market in comparison to other competitors, then we can survive in the market. So how the cost of the product can be controlled? Again, so financial accounting is not able to do this. And one more thing is that how the cost of the product can be reduced as far as possible and practicable. A little bit higher offer product in the market, obviously we cannot survive in the market. We cannot sell more, we cannot beat rivals. So it is another important minus point which has not been determined, which is not determined by financial accounting. So many things are there. So in short, how the cost can be controlled, how the cost can be reduced, how the cost of each unit of product or service can be determined, calculated. So how profit can be determined of each segment, of each unit, of each process, of each contract, of each job. So this is our most requirement. So cost accounting has been developed. It has certain techniques, it has certain methods to overcome all these limitations that we are facing in financial accounting. So what is cost? First we have to know cost, then cost accounting, then costing. So what is cost? Cost means total amount of expenditures incurred on or attributable to a given product. For example, a cup of tea served in the star hotel, its cost is determined by the hotel by following different cost accounting mechanism. 60 rupees. Then they charge profit, then they charge GST, whatever may be. So what is the selling price? That to be fixed. It is done by cost accounting, it is not done by financial accounting. Fixation of selling price. What is the amount of sale? What is the amount of selling price? It is not determined by financial accounting. It is determined by cost accounting. By applying its technique, methods, mechanism, so many things are there. So, what is cost? It is the total amount of expenditures incurred on or attributable to a given product. A cup of tea, suppose expenditure 10 rupees, regarding milk, regarding sugar, regarding dust tea, this is 10. But other expenditures are there. Other overhead charges are there. Because they are spending huge amount of money on different overhead expenses, AC charges, and your staff salary, cook salary, other charges, all these things are there. Because serving a tea in the star hotel is not rupees 10 rupees. It is more than 50 rupees. So 10 rupees and other charges, they include 30 rupees is equal to 40 rupees plus profit plus GST. So extra 30 rupees added. This is attributable. So your cost of a dust tea, cost of a milk, cost of sugar, this is 10 rupees. Suppose for a cup of tea, and other 30 rupees, they have other charges. It is so 40 rupees plus profit plus GST. So 40 rupees, the total amount of expenditures incurred on 10 attributable 30 is equal to 40 plus profit 20, 60, and 60, suppose again GST. So what is cost? The total amount of expenditures incurred on or attributable to a given product or service is called cost. The technique of ascertaining such costs and also controlling such cost is called costing. So we have certain techniques. The technique of ascertaining such cost is called costing. You go to hotel, you go to service industry. We are going by plane or air from Bhubaneswar to Delhi. This is calculated. 7,500. This is calculated. If we are traveling from Kotak to Delhi by train, by 2-tier AC, then it is also determined that 1635. If we are producing a pen, this cost is also determined. If we are producing sugar, then its cost per quintal or ton is determined. So, the technique of ascertaining cost is called costing. The methods, the techniques applied to ascertain cost, to determine cost of each unit of product or service is called cost. So a 500 gram packet of Horlicks, it is produced by the Horlicks company, then its cost is determined. Then profit, then GST whatever may be, its cost is determined. The technique of ascertaining cost of each unit of product or service is called costing. It was not done in financial accounting. So it is done in cost accounting. What this is costing? What is cost accounting? Shortly we can say cost accounting, it is the accounting for cost. What is the amount of raw material, what is the amount of labor, what is the amount of other expenses. So all these things are calculated, classified, recorded. So this is counting process is done regarding material, raw material, labor, other expenses. So many expenses are there. So these are accounting for cost. So what is cost accounting? The accounting for cost. Otherwise, it is a formal mechanism by means of which cost of each unit of product or service is determined. So cost accounting, it begins with recording of incomes and expenditures. Then we have to make the record of expenditures. What is raw material? What is the amount of raw material? What is the amount of direct raw material, indirect raw material, labor charges, other expenses. This is the recording of expenditures. Then what is the selling price? What is the amount of selling price that to be fixed? So cost accounting is the accounting for cost. It begins with the recording of incomes and expenditures and ends with the preparation of cost statements. In case of financial accounting, we prepare trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet, and also profit and loss statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, fund flow statement. These are financial statements. And similarly, we are going to make different cost statements. Cost sheet, those statement for each product, each process, each. So these are the cost statements we are going to find out, we are going to prepare. So cost accounting is the accounting for cost. It begins with the recording of incomes and expenditures and ends with the preparation of cost statements. So this is cost accounting. Shortly, it's a formal mechanism by means of which cost of each unit of product or service is ascertained. Again, one minus point I am going to express of financial accounting, that so many unprofitable activities are there. So many wastages occur, losses, scars, so many things are there. So it is identified by cost accounting, but it is not identified by financial accounting. This is another drawback of financial accounting. So all the unprofitable activities are identified by the cost accounting. Similarly, it also develops different controlling techniques, how such unprofitable activities can be removed, what is the amount of labor, what are the techniques of controlling cost, how the cost can be controlled as far as possible and practicable, so that our selling price will be little bit less than other competitors, so that we can sell more and more product in the market. How can we survive in the market, how the cost can be controlled, how unprofitable activities can be identified. So these are also minus point of financial accounting that is being overcome in cost accounting. Similarly, budget is prepared. What is budget is prepared for example, we have got an order for 25,000 units of output. Suppose a businessman placed an order for 25,000 unit of output. So what is the budgeted amount of expenditure? What is the budgeted amount of raw material, labor, expenditure? What is the expected amount of cost of production? What is the amount of profit? What is the amount of sale? What is the price of each product? What is the selling price of each product? Also, it is not determined under financial accounting, which is being determined in cost accounting. Similarly, we have a different techniques or methods of wages payment. We have so many categories of labor: skilled, semi-skilled, unskilled laborers are there. So what are the methods of remuneration? What is the method of wages that to be set and also applied in an organization, so that we can, how the labor can be paid at a minimum cost, so that we can increase our profit and decrease our cost of production. This is another important thing which is not being done in financial accounting. So many minus points are there, so many limitations are there in cost accounting, that is overcome in cost accounting. So cost accounting is very important subject, and that is being taught to that should be taught to the students. So particularly in case of if you are engaging, or if you are doing a job in a manufacturing sector, if you are doing a job in a manufacturing sector, so it is your responsibility to determine the cost of each unit of product or service, to find out what are the types of cost that's involved. You have to know how the cost can be minimized. You should have to know how the unprofitable activities can be identified and that should be eliminated so as to reduce cost. So we have so many things. One is a cost ascertainment, cost reduction, cost control. Three things are there: cost ascertainment, cost control, cost reduction. So this is the basic theme of cost accounting. If we are finding out, if you are going to study about the objectives of cost accounting, what are the objectives of cost accounting? One, to ascertain cost of each unit of a product or service, or each job, each process, each venture. One. Second, to reduce cost as far as possible and practicable. Third, to control cost, to minimize the cost by applying different cost accounting techniques and methods pertaining to your material, labor, overhead, etc. To fix a selling price. What is the selling price? It is determined by the cost accounting, to fix selling price of each unit of product or service. To help in preparing a budget. So to help in preparing budget, what is the expected amount of expenditure, what is the expected amount of raw material, what is the expected amount of labor charges, what is the expected amount of other charges. So this is these are the objectives of cost accounting. The cost accounting is very important subject. So students should know about the cost concept, methods and techniques of cost accounting. If after completion of a graduation or professional course, if you will be appointed in a manufacturing sector, then it is your responsibility. To be a cost accountant. What is the responsibility of a cost accountant? How the cost can be determined, how the cost can be controlled, how cost statements are to be prepared, how budget can be prepared, how unprofitable activities can be identified. So many controlling techniques are there, you should know. So this is very important subject, cost accounting. What is costing? Already I have told the method of the cost, the method or the technique of ascertaining cost is called costing. So you have to know the technique, how the cost can be determined. And I want to say that the product, the nature of product, the nature of manufacturing process differs from industry to industries. You can take construction industry, you can take a sugar industry, you can take a service industry, you can take industries where goods are produced as per customers' order specification. You can know about, or you have to, if you are working in a processing industry like sugar industry, paper industry, textile industry, the cost is also determined in such industries for such products. So the nature of product, the production process differs from industry to industry. So single method is not applied for all industries. Single method is not applied for all industries. In financial accounting, single method is followed to determine profitability condition, financial and position of the business. Single method. single method is followed. Same concept, same conventions, same accounting standards are followed while determining the profitability condition and financial position in case of financial accounting. But in case of cost accounting, if you have the responsibility to determine cost of each unit of product or service, then there is no single method. There is no single method because the nature of product, the nature of production, the production process differs from industry to industry. So there is no single method. So different industries follow different methods of costing in order to a certain cost of their product or service. So as nature of product differs from industry to industry, so there is no single method. So many methods are there. Different industries follow different methods of costing in order to ascertain cost of each unit of product or service and also to control cost. So methods of costing. So this is the question, methods of costing. Which type of industries follow this method of costing? Because different industries follow the different method of costing. 1. Contract costing. Before that, very earlier I have told costing, the cost of each unit of product or service is called costing. The cost of each unit of product or service we are going to determine. So this is called costing. In case of contract costing, suppose a contractor, 2K contract work. So that contract work, that cost of contract will be determined. Suppose a contractor took a building construction work. The cost of such building construction work will be determined. Suppose a contractor took, suppose ship building industry, jahaz, ship building industry. The cost of a ship is also determined. Suppose aeronautic engineering works, aeroplanes are produced and manufactured. That cost also is determined. Suppose construction, in case of construction industry, road, dam, building, these constructional works are being done by the contractor. That cost is also determined. So in these industries, construction industries, then we are following contract costing. What is contract costing? This method of costing is applied in those industries where a job took a longer period of time for its completion. This method, contract costing, this method of costing is applied in those industries where a job, contract, venture takes a longer period of time for its completion. Suppose a building construction will take 3 years. A national highway construction will take 4 years. Suppose a ship construction work will take 5 years. Suppose an aeroplane or a jet will take 3 years for its completion. So then we have to ascertain cost of such project. This is called contract costing. This is applied, this method of costing is applied where the constructional works, ship building industry, aeronautic engineering works, where job takes a longer period of time for its completion. So this is contract costing. Again is job costing. Job costing means this method of costing is applied in those industries where goods are produced as per customer's order and specification. Suppose I am going to work, I am going to make my fabrication works. Then I am going to a fabrication owner or industry. Then I told all about my requirements. They came and took the measurement. I told the design. They showed me the design, and the design is or the fabrication work will be done as per my order, as per my specification. What is the style? What is the requirement? What is the quantum of iron to be attached? Then this is, and he told me that your grill is to be completed within 15 days, and the cost price is 28,000. I took 2,000 profit, then 30,000. This cost of work. This is the cost is determined. Suppose we are taking an interior decoration. I got an interior decorator. This kind of style will be done in my bedroom. Then what is the amount? They told me 3 lakhs. Then I'm going to if I will go to a printing press, this kind of printing will be done. What is the price? Of 5,000. This is the style, this is the color, this is the requirement. Sure, job industry. In job industry, we apply job costing. What is job costing? Now, this method of costing is applied in those industries where goods are produced as per customer's order or specification. This method of costing is applied in different industries like printing press, fabrication work, interior decoration, furniture making industry. So these are job costing. Another is process costing. Process costing, for example, we are in +2 classes, we have studied processing industry, sugar industry, paper industry, textile industry, and processing. In case of processing industry, a product passes through different process to become a final product. In case of paper industry, so different processes are done in order to find out the paper, final product, your paper. Sugar industry, paper industry. In such industry, then we have to calculate the cost of paper, the cost of sugar, the cost of textile, whatever may be. So in these industries, we are applying process costing. This method of costing is applied in those industries where a product is passes through different process to a final product. Shortly, it is applied in case of processing industry. This method of costing, process costing, is applied in case of processing industry, sugar industry, paper industry, textile industry. Again, unit costing. Unit costing, shortly you can say where products are produced. Now, where products are production is continuous and the units are identical. For example, you are suppose take the example of cement industry. Cement production is continuous. Unit identical products. There is no varieties of cement. Suppose ACC cement, suppose Dalmia cement. Then their production is continuous. One type of material, one type of ingredients. Okay, this is the production process is continuous. And you take a flour mills, atta mill, flour mills, Asribad atta or Fortune atta. If you go to visit that type of industry, then production is continuous. Atta is not varieties, so many varieties are not there, but production is continuous and identical. So in those industries, we are also finding out the cost of per packet, cost per kg, cost per quintal. And in case of cement industry, then we are also we can also find out the cost of each ton, each quintal. In case of coal mines, coals are produced, extracted. Then in this industry also we are finding out the cost of each ton. So here production is continuous and identical. So I took 3 examples: coal mines, flour mills, atta mill, and cement industry. 3 examples here, production is continuous and identical. So in these industries, the method of costing is what? Unit costing. So unit costing, this method of costing is applied in those industries where production is continuous and identical. Flour mills, coal mines, and your cement industries. In these industries, this method of costing is applied. Another is batch costing. Let us take an example. Shoe making industry, जूते का कारखाना. Shoe making industry, a particular style category of shoes, these are produced lakhs of pairs. In case of biscuit industry, Britannia, Amul, biscuit industries, then these what? Production is done batch wise. Toy making industry, garments industry, for example, garment industry, one type of t-shirt, this type of your XL t-shirt, one type of t-shirt, then this is produced in batch wise, lakhs of product, this one category of product. Toy making industry, one type category of style of toy, it is prepared lakhs of toys. So where this is batch wise. Batch wise means batch means number of products to produce at a time. Raw material, technology, and all these things are set, and then after 2 hours, then 3,000 pairs found out, produced from the machine. In toy making industry, the same category toy, then at a time we produced and got from the machine material, other items are being set, then technology applied, then a particular type of toy we found from the machine 300 numbers. So batch wise. In case of biscuit industry, at a stage, same size of biscuit or your same ingredient are included, raw material set, technology applied, then at a time 1 crore pieces of biscuits found out, then it is then packaging is done. What? This is batch wise. So this is in these industries, your toy making industries, shoe making industries, spare parts. In case of spare parts industries, raw materials, technology set, then one type of spare parts, one category of spare parts, then 3 lakhs found out from the machine at a time. But this is what spare parts. So here at a stage, at a time, the given number of output is being found out by setting raw materials, technology, and other things. So this is batch costing. So in these industries, then we follow batch costing. So what is batch costing? This method of costing is applied in those industries where production is done batch wise. Batch means a single number of product to be produced at a time by setting raw materials, other requirements, and technology, so many things. So this is batch wise. For example, industries are there where batch costing is applied. Your spare parts industry, toy making industry, bakery, and biscuit manufacturing industry, and shoe making industries, and these industries follow batch costing to find out the cost of each unit of their product or service. Another is service costing. Service costing, this method of costing is applied in case of service industry. For example, if a patient is admitted in the care hospital for heart surgery, then they also tell about the package, 3 lakhs package. Your treatment, medicine, operation, all the charges, room charges, ICU charges, all 3 lakhs. They also determine the package. Suppose, make my trip. Suppose you want to visit from Bhubaneswar to Kullu Manali, Himachal Pradesh, a package, and 2 adults and 2 children. They determine the package 80,000. This includes your to and from by flight from Bhubaneswar, and also to back to your pavilion, your hotel, your lunch, tiffin, and sightseeing visiting, and these are packaging 80,000. So they also determined. Suppose we are traveling from Bhubaneswar to Kolkata by flight. They also determined this is your cost of the ticket, your 7,200. Suppose you want to travel by 3-tier AC from Bhubaneswar to Delhi, they also determined what is the amount, 2,835. This is the determined service industries. Then if you are going to repair your car in a garage, then they also determine these are the works and these are the service charges, and total service charges amount to rupees 10,000. So they are providing service, and the cost of each service render is also determined. So this is called service costing. This method of costing is applied in those industries where services are rendered instead of tangible goods. So clinic, hospital, hotel, lodging, service in the transportation industry,